So this person's comment pointing out that Easter is actually based on ancient pagan fertility rituals made so much sense to me, and it sent me down a rabbit hole, no pun intended, of looking into our Easter traditions and where they came from. And I took some notes because of course I did, and discovered that Easter traditions come pretty much directly from pre-Christian pagan fertility rituals. So what I did discover and discussed in my last video is that the date of Easter is determined by the date of the first full moon after the vernal equinox. And in the northern hemisphere in particular, this is associated with the start of spring. And in pagan tradition, this in mythology was associated with the sun god coming back or being resurrected from the underworld and bringing the sun and life back to earth. So the days would get longer and we would head into farming seasons, and a lot of animals that might have been in hibernation for the winter will also come back and maybe begin their mating or their breeding seasons. We see a lot more things like baby chickens, or a lot of bunnies will start to become more apparent during these seasons. So it's a perfect time to start sowing your oats, both literally and figuratively. And I found generally that eggs have long been associated with fertility, and there have been a lot of traditions of painting or dyeing eggs that predate Christianity. But one I found that was particularly interesting was that the Druids had a practice of dyeing their eggs red to symbolize menstrual blood, and then they would bury the eggs in their fields to encourage the fertility of their land for their crops to grow. And that is where it's believed that we get the tradition of dyeing eggs and then hiding them for scavenger hunts for Easter. So I found this all super fascinating, and I hope you found this as interesting as I did. Something else I found though in my preliminary research was that Christians really don't like when you point out that a lot of the traditions around Easter or Christmas come directly from pagan rituals. But like, why is there a tree in your house? Jesus was from the desert. But anyway, but you know what? Do what you will with this information. Refrain from sharing it with your Christian friends or family, or you know, if you want to just like ruin a family event, bring this information to them. So now you know what you do with this is not my responsibility. Learning this information helped me make sense of all the rabbits and the eggs that are Easter paraphernalia, and it just made my whole life make so much more sense. So if you actually sat through and watched all of this, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Congratulations on having an attention span. You're awesome. All right, thanks, bye.